How you love yourself is how you teach others to love you, by Rupi Kaur. Self-love is more than an extravagant day of shopping to make yourself feel better. It's an appreciation of who you are and treating your mind, body, and soul to enriching experiences of self-awareness and development. Maybe you take a nap. Maybe you go skydiving. I'm still advocating for skydiving. The most important element is a mindset that you are worth it. In today's episode, we will zero in on how to achieve that mindset and give yourself the love you need. Welcome back to the Random and Wonderful podcast. I'm your host, Grace Simmons, your favorite solo travel mindset coach. Each episode, we explore ways to uplift you on your journey to add joy, confidence, and independence into your life. In October, I'm hosting a women's only retreat. This is going to be a part of my Empowered Solo program for first-time travelers. This is for the ladies only. The entire idea of this program is we want to take you from not sure of how to travel by yourself to being completely prepared, all questions answered, bags packed, plan laid out, ready to go. That includes you getting your passport. So, if you're ready to sign up for Empowered Solo, the link will be in the show notes and on the website amethystpalavahut.com. So today we're talking about self-love. World Health Day is coming up, and in that vein, I want to clarify what self-love is, some of the myths about it, what people do, maybe they call it something else, and then how you can get into the practice of just loving the person that you are. Because there's a lack of understanding of what self-love is, a lot of people buy into those myths and they completely steer clear of appreciating themselves. They feel like it's more humble and it's a better way of living. Meanwhile, they are completely disregarding the wonderfully, beautifully created person that they are. Some of those myths of self-love include being self-centered, being extravagant, being antisocial, you're in denial of your faults, and understanding the difference between self-care and self-love. So let's talk about what happens when you don't love yourself. If your self-regard is low, so how you see yourself, you feel like self-love is impossible. You're more likely to speak negatively about yourself, maybe in your mind, or maybe you say it out loud as a joke. You're more likely to be stressed or suppress your true feelings. You don't give yourself the time and space to actually express what it is that you're feeling, whether it's joy or anger or frustration. Women are more likely than men to suffer from autoimmune diseases that are induced by stress. You're trying so hard to not be you, that you don't even allow yourself to feel. So without self-love, we lack the ability to bounce back after difficult times or life-changing events. We lack resiliency. Some other signs of that lack of love for oneself can include perfectionism or fear of failure, engaging in self-sabotaging behaviors. You tend to overcommit. That was my issue. Constantly seeking external validation or approval, and tolerating toxic or abusive relationships. So let's get into the truth about self-love. Self-love is about introspection. So seeing yourself as the real human being and being appreciative of all that you are, mistakes included. This isn't being self-centered, this is self-awareness. By taking the time to check in, get clarity on your strengths, areas of improvement, and just being okay with the unique person that you are. Self-love does not have to be extravagant or something that you announce to everyone you meet. This is your personal expression. Self-love is not antisocial. Being aware of who you are, what you enjoy, what boundaries you have to set will make you a better friend and partner. I encourage you to be able to define who you are without the input of others. You should be able to describe things about yourself without waiting for other people to tell you who you are. If you're worried about appearing to be dismissive about your faults, let's get something straight. You're deciding to love who you are in spite of those faults. You are not making excuses for crazy behavior. Instead, you're conducting self-assessments, you're checking in, you're implementing plans to make sure you become a better person. You are growing, and you're a human. This is the foundation of my coaching philosophy. We focus on what you do well and those strengths that you have to build a plan around all the things that make you a better person. So when you make a mistake, you can shake it off. We are ditching negative self-talk and minimizing our accomplishments. You can accept compliments with your head high, your chin up, and just as you recognize you're good, you can acknowledge when you've done something wrong. It's not the end of the world. Lastly, self-care is not the same as self-love. Now, self-care can be a mood booster, and it can be a part of self-love. Self-love is a mindset. It's a decision to choose kindness, optimism, and honesty towards yourself. As you build yourself up and you gain confidence in the type of person that you are, this perspective extends to the way you treat others and the way people treat you. So speaking up for yourself and establishing those boundaries for your peace of mind is not offensive. It's a sign of respect for yourself. So what does self-love mean to me? It is an appreciation and accepting all that is grace. I can see my growth in the opportunities that God has given me. I challenge myself to take better care. I don't always do it, but I know that that's the goal that I'm working towards. And it's not because I think that I'm better than others. I think of it more as stewardship. Every single day we have to live is an absolute gift. And so if I can take the time to look after myself, make sure I drink enough water during the day, make sure I call and check on someone, make sure I turn off my phone so that I have some peace, I deserve that. So I mentioned that I used to overcommit my schedule. I would just say yes to certain activities when I find them interesting. Continuing that behavior, my schedule would get tied up, I would be mentally exhausted, and then I'd find out I was unable to commit to all these different things that I had agreed to. Now, I know this of myself, and I accept that as a poor practice. But instead of beating myself up about it and apologizing and showing up disheveled, I have to consider what is healthy for me, what practice would align with those values. So within the moment, I can get excited when someone tells me about a concert or an event, but what I need to work on is allowing myself to feel the excitement. And instead of saying, yes, absolutely, I can go, I can ask questions about the event. I can force myself to slow down and then decide later if I want to participate, if I can. How do you express self-love? I imagine you have too many competing priorities, or you believe that just getting on with your day and ending it is how you show self-love. I hope not, but just in case, let me rephrase the question. How do you look after your well-being? If you don't know, here are some ways to practice. First, you want to create a healthy routine. Next, set some time aside where you can have peace or those quiet moments. So we're not throwing self-care out of the window. I am an advocate for massages, visiting a Korean spa, taking a spa day, or even a staycation. Just do something where you have some peace and quiet, where you are relaxed. You can physically relax. Your mind is quiet, and you have that peace for more than 5 minutes. The third thing you can do is connect with a coach like me to get a better understanding of those triggers, and then you and I can work together to make sure we're achieving those goals. You don't have to go through this process alone, and asking for help is not a weakness. Now, my friend, if you cannot name 5 positive things about yourself, but you could go on an endless list about everything you do wrong, then we should definitely talk. I'm leaving you with the self-care checklist to begin your healthy routine. You can download it from the show notes to get started. Hey, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please rate the show so that other people can find it, and subscribe so you don't miss a new episode. As always, be bold, be curious, be ready to tell your story. You never know who needs it. Take care, have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you soon.